I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
Hi there, I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about my ex left for someone else.
Ouch.
It's happened to me before.
I know.
And it is one of the worst feelings in the world. It is so scary and so painful.
Right.
I mean, because when you're in that situation, you really believe that this new person that's come along is better than you, they're more attractive than you, and that new relationship that they have is amazing.
That's always the fantasy, and they're all going to be, so happy.
Oh yeah, it's terrifying. I mentioned the girl that I dated before, the Applebee's girl, where she started dating someone else right after we broke up. I mean, it was like less than 2 weeks they were going out on dates.
Right.
I was absolutely devastated, and I was shocked. I had no idea what to do. I didn't understand anything. I was just completely and utterly devastated and blown away.
Yes, you were.
And it was the worst feeling in the world, and I was so scared. And, you know, I was going to Margaret. That's when I started to go see you.
Yep.
This is about 7 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe more, right? I guess it's maybe a little more now. And I just had this terrifying fear that she was going to marry this guy. They looked great. They started posting pictures on social media. The relationship looked great. Now they're taking pictures at Christmas time together.
Oh, I remember the Christmas time pictures. They looked so annoyingly happy.
Oh, man, I wanted to die. It felt horrible.
Except he looked like Beaky Buzzard.
He did look like Beaky Buzzard.
He's an old cartoon character.
Look him up. And so it was absolutely terrifying and just scary. I mean, you're just so scared that this new person is better than you. I can tell you that this happens all the time.
All the time.
People leave you all the time when they think this new person is going to be amazing and wonderful, and sometimes they are in the very beginning. Mm-hmm. But after not too long of a time, you'll find that that new relationship falls apart far more often than it lasts.
Yes, that's right.
And so you feel like they're never going to come back, that relationship is going to go on forever. Well, I can tell you that in probably over 95% of the cases, that relationship does
not last. Right?
No, it just doesn't, because they don't really know that person. They just have the fantasy of who that person is. They're feeling lust and attraction for this new person. They think it's going to be great. Oftentimes it is not so great, and it's not that long before they miss you and come back around again. And so if you spend the time working on personal growth, like we teach how to be a better partner, how to understand your attachment style, work through attachment trauma.
Understand yourself, yes. Yeah.
You're going to give yourself a much better opportunity when they do revisit the idea of getting back with you, which does happen all the time. And I know that every single one of you watching this video thinks, no, not my situation.
Not going to happen.
Mine's hopeless. I know his looks good and hers looks good, but mine is hopeless. We all feel like that.
Which it may not be at all.
No. Now, see, the thing is at the time, it is hopeless.
Yes.
Because there's nothing you're going to do to convince them to come back.
Right.
But if you give it time, the chances are you will get another opportunity, and it's what you do in that time to give yourself the best opportunity. And it's tough. It's really tough.
It's very
because
hard.
You may think that you're ready and you do a lot of work, but oftentimes it's not even enough. And then you get in front of that person again and you just have a complete meltdown.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then you wind up crying at Applebee's like I did.
Yes. That's why the Applebee's, girl. Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
So today I got an email coaching from a woman in her mid-20s dating a guy that was just a few years older. And she said, "Hi Craig, I'm in a bad place mentally and emotionally. So I'm thankful for any advice or help. I'm consumed by this breakup and feels like I lost my damn mind.
Okay then, we're clear.
I think
How
that's
you feel?
pretty clear how a lot of us feel, right?
Yeah.
She says, I can't go on anymore. My ex is recently divorced and has several kids. I've never been married, nor do I have any kids, but I did enjoy spending time with his kids. He and I met back in 2011. We had
That's
a
a
short...
while.
Yeah, exactly. Long time. We had a short fling, but remained close friends ever since. We only lost contact a few times. We always had a special bond with each other. We reconnected in 2016, and at that time he was going through a divorce. We were each other's best friend. Now I suspect that he was probably using her as a crutch during such a difficult time.
So she was comforting him through this, yes. Yeah.
She goes on to say, he ended up meeting someone else this past January and ended things with me in February to pursue this new person he met. That's awful.
That's awful.
So here she is thinking this is my best friend and I've been there, and now he's left her for someone else and I've been there, and now he's off with some other woman. She's dying inside. That's what it feels like. You're just the worst feeling. I was devastated and completely blindsided by it all. Which I've been there too, and you know that. This new person he is with is separated and not yet divorced from her husband, or so I have seen after Facebook stalking. So, this woman isn't ready for a new relationship.
No.
She's probably using him to comfort her.
I was going to say, how complicated is this? They're
Just
both
like
coming off a divorce.
He used her to comfort him.
And the first relationship after a divorce rarely works.
Nope, and that's what happened with me and Applebee's girl.
Right.
I didn't know any of this stuff at the time.
Right.
I didn't realize that she wasn't ready.
But it can feel heady when you're coming, exciting, wonderful, terrific. Yeah, when you're coming out of a relationship. Sure.
Yep. He told me how he felt like he was living in a fairy tale with this new woman. Everything was perfect, and how she completes him.
Oh dear.
And she even wrote, puke.
I agree.
Yeah.
Beware of that one. They make joke about that about that one.
He
Jokes
is
about that one.
living in a fairy tale.
If he tells you he completes you, run.
Yeah, this is not going to last.
No, it's not.
I did not take the breakup well at all. I told him he was making a mistake and I begged him to reconsider. I wanted to work on things together, but his mind was made up. Sure, because this new woman feels like a drug to him.
And, he's been in an uncomfortable relationship for years, so he's not about to tie himself down that fast. Yeah.
And so she's coming out of this relationship. They're both in a fantasy.
Sure.
His main and only reason for not wanting to be with me was money related.
Oh.
He felt like he couldn't live the lifestyle he wanted with my income and his income combined, and he didn't want to support me. She goes on to say, we didn't live together or even talk about moving in together, so I'm not sure how he would have been supporting me. This new girl makes a lot more money than I make.
I see.
And probably more than him too. Again, Facebook stalking. So I think he's got this fantasy of this woman taking care of him like his mommy.
Yes, I agree. And I guess his wife did that for a while. But this must be quite the lifestyle.
Yeah, so, because, so he was married, then he was dating her, and now, he's upgraded to somebody who makes all this money.
That's right.
Till she gets tired of it and says, I don't want to date a guy who doesn't make any money, like you.
Well, he must make some, but it can't be that spectacular.
No.
Yeah. His lifestyle, excuse me, where are your priorities, sir? No.
So she says he never talked about money or my income before he met her. His mom died when he was around 10 years old. His dad was an alcoholic and wasn't around much and didn't take care of him and his siblings after the death of their mom. See, this is a mommy fantasy.
You're right on.
My question is there any hope for him and I? Thanks so much for listening. I'm tired of my friends and family telling me to just be happy and move on. Well...
You might move on, but you're not going to just be happy right now.
No. And she said, just a side note, I do have anxiety and I do take medicine for it. So good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
For dealing with that. No reason for her to suffer in such a difficult time, too.
And for reaching out now for help.
Exactly. So, I do think there's hope for this situation. Whether or not you want to take him back when he comes back around again, that's another story.
It's up to you. Yeah.
But this isn't going to last.
No.
He thinks he's found his mommy who's going to take care of him. She's going to get fed up after, I don't know.
That would be his
not
wealthy.
Too long.
He's found his wealthy mommy.
Wealthy mommy to take care of him.
Yeah.
But she's probably going to say, you're not really ambitious like I like, and you don't make as much money as I need. I don't want to date a guy who's as broke as you.
How many kids are there?
He has several kids.
Okay.
So, do I think there's hope? Yeah. He'll come back around again. And when he does, you know, I certainly wouldn't rush to take him back because you know he left you for somebody else.
Right.
And you want to show, hey, that you respect yourself and you value who you are.
Yes.
That you're not just going to let somebody who leaves you for another woman come running back into your life. If you do, he's not going to really respect you.
No, he's not. And I mean, he didn't even discuss having difficulty leaving this lady that he'd been with for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He could only think about his lifestyle, whatever he means by that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't know if he has a yacht and 2 airplanes or a modest pool at his house. We don't know exactly what he has or what he means.
It didn't sound like he was doing that well. I mean, it sounded like he was doing okay.
If he's worried about money and has several children and expenses, yes, that would be difficult.
So I think he's got a fantasy situation going on here.
I do too.
And I do think he's going to come back.
And no matter how we look at it and how mature we are, Mommy is still always there.
Yeah. So, you know, take some time to really think about if this is a healthy situation to put yourself back in.
Right.
And, you know, because if he does this now, what if another mommy comes along with a higher income?
Later, yeah.
You know, he could do it again.
And also be aware that, you know, he has not fully processed the first relationship. He hasn't had enough time to grieve, whatever extent he's going to, or deal with his anger to whatever extent he's going to. And he's just not ready to reinvest just yet, I wouldn't think.
Doesn't sound like it.
But it probably sounded like you spent time with his children and you invested in them and it kind of became family for you very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're in a situation that your ex leaves you for someone else, a lot of times your friends and your family will say, it's hopeless, they're never coming back.
Get rid of him. Yeah.
That simply isn't the case at all.
No.
It really isn't.
Right.
And like in my situation, I had another opportunity with the Applebee's girl, I really think, because she did reach out to me.
She did.
But that's where I did everything wrong. And that's the hard part, is knowing what to do, how to handle it, and that's what, you know, makes breakups so difficult, is they're so scary, overwhelming, confusing, there's a lot of pressure on you,
Right.
Your friends and family are giving you bad advice. It's not easy. And that's why Margaret and I are here.
And we always say, you know, you can be sure that everybody's going to think about a breakup and wonder if it was the right or the wrong decision. So, you know, the thought is there at some point and will be there at some point.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
Once the pink cloud wears off.
Exactly. All right, so if you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching, Skype coaching, and if you got to get with me right away, I do offer emergency Skype coaching. Margaret is also available for Skype coaching.
Yes, and I look forward to talking with you.
If you just click on Margaret's name at the top of my website, you can sign up for the coaching with her. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.
Hi, I'm Coach Margaret, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist with 35 years experience. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. If you would like professional help with your situation, please contact us at askcraig.net.